I'm Mutama Uzama, the Executive Director, Sustainable Environment School Initiative. We work on the project, Safe Trees Project. People have been asking the question, what is climate change? I want to use this opportunity to give some highlights, important tips about climate change and how it affects the environment. Since the 1980s, human activities have been the main driver of climate change, primarily due to burning fossil fuels like gas, oil, and coal. This activity generates greenhouse gas emissions that act as a blanket wrapped around the earth, trapping the sun's heat and raising the temperatures. Carbon dioxide and methane are typical examples of greenhouse gases. Watch. This is the earth. This is the sun hitting the earth. This is the earth's atmosphere. The heat from the sun hits directly on the surface of the earth, generating heat, convectional current. Now what happens? Some heat is absorbed by the earth, while some radiations go back into space. But these greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide, methane, they act as blankets. You can see, they stop this heat from going out into space. They trap the heat, making the earth warmer than it's supposed to be. Climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns. This shift may be natural, such as true variations in the solar cycle, but human activities have been implicated most. The Earth is now about 1.1 degrees centigrade warmer than it was in the late 1800s. The last decade, that is 2011 to 2020, was the warmest on record since the Earth was formed. Is it not scary? Because the Earth is a system where everything is interconnected. Changes in one area can influence changes in others. Climate change can affect our health, ability to grow food, housing, safety, and work. People living in developing countries and small islands are already more vulnerable to climate change. They are at the risk of submerging. Climate change leads to global warming. Global warming is projected to reach around 3.2 degrees centigrade by the end of this century. Global efforts by scientists and governments is aimed at limiting global temperature rise to no more than 1.5 degrees centigrade to help us avoid the worst climate impacts and maintain a livable climate. The greenhouse effect. The earth is covered with a blanket of air. The sun's rays that warm the earth fall on this very blanket of air. Some of these rays are trapped by the gas in the earth's blanket, but some are sent back to space. The trapped rays keep the earth at a warm temperature. This is called the greenhouse effect. The trouble is that the gases in this blanket are now trapping more and more sun's rays than they did earlier. It is making the earth warmer than is healthy for living things on earth. Carbon dioxide is the main greenhouse gas in the atmosphere, and the amount is continuously increasing. Carbon dioxide comes from cars, fumes, from industries, burning of cabbage, wood, and so on. All of us add to global warming every day. Whenever we cook with firewood, with charcoal, with coal, whenever we ride a car or motorcycle, whenever we use computers, we use electric bulbs, watch televisions. The amount of carbon dioxide each of us add to the atmosphere is called our personal carbon footprint. What is your own carbon footprint? What is your own carbon footprint? what is the rationale for planting and saving trees? Now we've known climate change, global warming, greenhouse effect. How does it concern trees? Let us see. Trees can balance the carbon dioxide on Earth as they use carbon dioxide to make their own food and help in reducing its amount in the air. So what this means is that the trees absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen. What we use is oxygen and we release carbon dioxide. So you see, there is a balance. If trees manufacture oxygen, we inhale and we remove oxygen which the trees absorb. The trees act as sponges. So carbon dioxide make their food with it, and by so doing help to reduce the quantity of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. But the more trees we destroy in order to farm, to build, for industrialization, whatever, the less carbon dioxide is absorbed. As a result, more and more carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere and more heat is trapped. What are the facts we should know about trees? One acre of trees can absorb up to 26 tons of carbon dioxide each year. One tree can provide a day's supply of oxygen for 4 people. Trees provide useful wood and medicinal ingredients. Trees provide food, shelter, and habitat for wildlife. They provide greenery, beauty, and peace. Leaves and dead trees provide nutrition for other plants. Roots stabilize soil and stop soil loss and flooding. Trees are physical barriers, trapping pollutants, noise, and dust. How can we reduce global warming? We can do this in a number of ways. 1, saving trees, saving energy, saving water, recycling and upcycling instead of dumping or burning refuse, going green, reusing materials, walking short distances instead of riding a car or motorcycle, or you can possibly take a public transport. You plant and own a tree, open the windows instead of using the fan or air conditioner, turn off your computer, your lights, your television sets when you are not using them. Use fluorescent and energy saving bulbs instead of ordinary bulbs. I think these tips are okay for you. Of course, we know the importance of trees. The importance of trees includes provision of fruits, medicines, helping biodiversity, production of raw materials, and so on and so forth. So I think with this short little explanation about the climate change, global warming, greenhouse effects, and the need to plant trees, we will all go out and begin to plant, nurture, and save trees. Thank you.